Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on this chilly spring morning, we're doing the incline bench press. We're going to do that today and see how far I can go up. So let's pop in and let's see what we did today. So on today's strength giant set, we're working up to a 1 rep max on the incline bench press. And you can see that bench is at a slight incline, so it's not a flat bench. So it's putting more pressure on your chest. And as I'm building up to a 1 rep max, I'm going to be doing some sled chest pulls in between. This is a great way to get your chest warmed up, especially when it's cold outside like today. I find that this gets my strongman and my chest all in one motion. And we're going to do the antagonistic movement, which is going to be some lat pulls. And the goal of this is just to move as explosively as possible and get my back warmed up as well, which is very important for the bench and also get my strongman in. And that's going to be the strength giant set for the day. Now, when it comes to the incline bench press, I typically don't test my 1 rep max. I normally like to do flat bench press, and I like to work up to about 95% of my 1 rep max. And then I like to take a percentage of that and then go for reps for a couple sets. When it comes to the incline bench, I like to do that every other week after I do some sort of flat bench press variation, because I like the way that the incline bench press carries over into overhead pressing and also helps you get better with the bench press because you're able to utilize better movement patterns and leg drive. You especially need leg drive when it comes to this semi-compound movement. So the reason why I'm training in this manner today and doing my 1 rep max with the incline bench, then I'll dial it back and do some volume work with a percentage of what I hit today. It's simply because I'm just trying to change the stimulus of the bench press. I've been doing flat bench press for a while for heavy reps. So now I'm just trying to give my body a chance to recalibrate there and try something different and give my body a new challenge and stimulate the bench press in a different way. And by the way, the sled weight is going to be staying the same throughout the strength and volume giant sets. If you noticed on that last weight and then on this weight, I'm going to be wearing a belt and I'm wearing wrist wraps as well for support. And with that equipment, I was going to see how this weight was going to move. This would determine if I was going to try to attempt my last PR. And it went up very, very quick, even though it got a little sticky in the middle. When I usually train on flat bench, I usually don't use any equipment at all because I'm trying to build overall strength. So 315 pounds on a flat bench without any support equipment is pretty difficult for me. But when I have all of this support equipment on me now, it's a lot easier for me to hit bigger weights. And that's probably why it's the main reason this weight just goes up super smooth and fast, which you can tell how excited I was about that. I rarely do 1 rep max training on the incline bench, so that was why I wore all that supportive gear today. But yes, overall, I typically don't wear supportive gear. Well, that went way better than I was planning, and I couldn't be happier. 315 has never moved that fast before on the incline bench, and I've only done this once before. I could attempt a PR right now and try for 325 or 335, but that wasn't today's goal. Today was to hit this and see how I feel. Would it go fast? Would it go slow? Would I not hit it? That would tell me where I was in my training right now and in my recovery. So today's programming was to hit 315 pounds for 1, and I did that. It went very smooth, very easy, and I'm gonna take that as a win and walk away injury-free. Now we're gonna jump into the volume set, where the plan today is again just to do 3 sets of 8 with 225 pounds on the bench press and to continue to do some sled work, plus the assistance and the accessories. So let's pop into that. Now, when it comes to volume giant sets, I got this concept from conjugate training. Conjugate training typically takes a 3 to 1 rep max of a variation lift, and then you take a certain percentage of that, and you either do 3 sets of 8 or 3 sets of 6 or 3 sets of 5, whatever the case may be that calls for that specific format. So the way that I like to set up my bench press training is 1 week I like to do bench press, and I like to work within a 95% rep max range. And then I usually take a percentage of that, and depending if I'm trying to build volume or if I'm trying to build strength and volume, that will determine how many reps I'll do, because it's always going to be 3 rounds. But I might do 8, I might do 6, or I might do 5. And then the following week, I like to do 1 to 2 rep max with some type of accommodating resistance such as chains or bands. And I'll work up to a heavy 1 to 2 or 3 reps with the chains. And then I'll take them off and I'll switch to the incline bench press. So that's how I kind of give my central nervous system and my muscles and my tendons a break from just constantly hitting the bench every single week, because that's how you're going to get injured, and that's actually how you're going to go backward in progress. So for today's workout, I was just simply trying to do 3 sets of 8. I know I can do 225. After hitting 315 and all of the sled work though, my chest was pretty tired. So this turned out to be a perfect amount of work for this particular day. Now for the assistance giant set, I was doing 3 rounds and I was doing ring push-ups. Now I'm only doing 10 reps per round because my chest was already exhausted from all the existing work I did from pushing the sled and from all the bench pressing. So this was just mainly to work my stabilizers. Then I'd immediately jump in to some prone rope climbs. And I love doing this exercise because it's really good for your back. You have to use your whole body to explosively pull yourself up, which is kind of the point of it. And you also get your grip strength. If you've never grabbed a rope and tried to pull something like a boat or something from a marina, give this a try because it's the same feeling. And I was doing both of those exercises as I was building up to a heavy sled drag. So I started off with 220 pounds just to kind of get a feel for it. And then I bumped that weight up to 310 pounds. And surprisingly, that was a pretty big jump, but this moved very, very quickly. So I felt comfortable going up to 400 pounds. And again, this isn't the most weight I've ever lifted, but after doing all of that benching and all of that sled work before in giant set format, you get pretty tired, and I can never tell just how tired I'm going to be at the very end of it. But I was happy that this went, because that's just a benchmark I like to stay at. The hardest part is, once I'm done, do I have to unload all those plates myself and put them back? That sucks. And for the accessory giant set, I really wanted to hit my triceps hard because the incline bench throws all the weight to your chest more than your triceps. So I really wanted to finish off my triceps. So I'm doing a heavier kettlebell than I normally do for the extensions. And I was also doing immediately after that some tricep push-ups where you go on a box and you essentially do push-ups close grip, which really hit your triceps a lot more and a little chest. And of course, face pulls just to keep my shoulders healthy and even. And that was the accessory giant set, which was just 3 rounds of these repetitions. Oh, there you are. I thought I lost you there for a second. Everything went according to plan today, and I didn't get injured. So that's a testament to sticking with training programs in their formats, in their entirety, trusting the process, and not rushing ahead just because you want to try to hit a bigger weight in the gym that you've never hit before. That's where you'll risk the injury, is going off the beaten path. Really appreciate everybody stopping by today and joining me for this bench press, variation, and sled workout. I'll see you next time. Thank you.